Growing up back in the days watching anime, especially during the Nickelodeon days, I think we can all agree that anime in such a sense was the biggest phenomenon that can ever happen to this world. So much to the point where everyone is united together, creating fandoms that can be toxic, but we can all still get along and enjoy our favorite fictional characters. And when it came to anime, it pretty much gave a sense of relief and just imagination on what a world would be if there were no problems. I mean, besides the fact on just straight fighting and nothing but hands and eviscerating foes who try to disturb the balance of peace. The majority of our real world problems do not correlate or intertwine with fiction at all, unless you're the creator that goes by the name Akira Toriyama, RP to the legend. But if you don't know who this man is, he is the creator of Dragon Ball. I can tell you one thing, he was not holding back when it came to Frieza. And boy oh boy, Frieza is literally the what if Grand Wizard if all the racist anime characters got together. And when it comes to the Dragon Ball world, Frieza literally viewed himself as superior than everyone else. But just to make sure that there was some sort of balance, he put the Saiyans dead last and hated the Saiyans with every inch of his body. So much so that this man literally went out his way to cause their extinction and have the nerve to lie that it was a meteor that hit their planet, saying that he was scared of the legendary Super Saiyan, knowing deep down in reality it boosted up his ego knowing that the Saiyans were gone. But even with the time skips and character development that Frieza has gone through, there's one word he's not letting go: monkey. A word that Frieza uses towards the Saiyans to show how inferior they are to him. I mean, shoot, literally his first introduction with the Saiyans through the movies was him calling the Saiyans monkeys. Like, they could literally be fighting for their lives and Frieza would still have the nerve to always put down Goku or Vegeta just because they're Saiyans.
Win! Dance for us, monkey.
Huh? Goku is literally getting his butt beat in the Tournament of Power out of everything he could have said to boost Goku's morale up, knowing that if Goku goes down, it's raps. Their whole universe is gone. He tells him to dance for us, monkey. I mean, at this point, you can't tell me that isn't racially motivated. I mean, he calls the Saiyans monkeys, but to be honest, Piccolo is much more of a monkey himself than compared to the Saiyans. So regardless, S tier racism. Zamasu and Goku Black. From when this man was born, he knew he had hatred for not only the color of your skin, but mortals. Zamasu is literally the Zeus of the God of War series. Pretty much because he's a god, he views himself on top of everybody. And everyone else pretty much beneath him, even other gods sometimes. He's pretty much not gonna care about you at all and get you killed somehow, whether it's gaslighting Kratos or doing the job himself. But Zamasu was much more of a killer than Zeus was. And as a matter of fact, if Zamasu was put into any other world of fiction, his plans might as well would have been achievable in it. But even in the very beginning, when we first seen Zamasu, this man was already beginning to question mortals' existence right off the gate. Now, me personally, if I was Zamasu's master, I would have already sent him 6 feet under. I mean, that type of talking, that dude was already ready for genocide in his head. And the only thing that was stopping him was his master. He kills his master and takes his time ring, which pretty much is free game for Zamasu to go anywhere he wants to, at any place, at any time. He summons the Super Dragon Balls in his timeline. He uses the wish to switch his bodies with Goku and himself, so he can be the strongest mortal of them all. No. He doesn't just stop there. He teleports back to Earth, and not only does he kills Goku, he kills his family, Chi-Chi and Goten. And keep in mind, he didn't have to do this at all. Like, he literally killed them just for the fun of it. He then goes to a timeline with himself in it. So now there's 2 menace to societies running around causing havoc. And then he has the nerve to go in the future with his other self and just start packing up innocent people. Even the androids in future Trunks' timeline was not this sinister. But to be honest, that could be debatable. And to top it all off, this man's Zamasu is so cold-blooded, he has the nerve to talk to his other self and call his plan Zero Mortals, and have the nerve to hug his other self like this was the creation of the next rock band. And I want everyone to get this in their head. He only did this because he hates mortals. And yeah, looking back at it when it comes down to Dragon Ball, I mean, the villains are already dark themselves, but the things that they did in the show, especially to the innocent lives, is actually kind of wild. Marleyans. And to be honest, all of everyone that is a part of the Attack on Titan series. Just for the fact that that world is filled with so much sin and so much hatred for one of another, that when it comes to the AOT series, you're pretty much best not to be born at all. Because if you were born in Marley and you were an Eldian, it's time to go straight into the concentration camp. And when it came around for wartime, the Marleyans will literally use the Eldians for the front lines. I mean, that place was such a World War II dystopia, and the Tiber family is also not safe, knowing that they have so much power in that country, but they choose not to do nothing about the humanitarian crisis is absolutely insane. But we haven't gotten to the worst character of them all in this show. This character stands out so much from every other character that if I just say her name, people are already balling up their fists, already feeling hatred in their heart, and want to suplex the person next to them. You already know who I'm talking about. The FaZe Clan legend, the woman, the myth, the legend, Gabby Braun, aka the Eldian Exterminator. When I say this little girl hated Eldians so much to the core, I mean, that would be an understatement in itself. Because a good Eldian to her was a dead Eldian. And I can already hear people in the background talking about oh, she was brainwashed, or her friends got packed up by those Eldians. Buddy, we do not care. Your opinion is irrelevant because the next things that she does in this series are actually crucial to her character. Because I'm actually questioning myself, how many bodies does this little girl have? Because throughout the series, every time we see her, she's killing someone. She literally shot Sasha and was about to shoot someone else if it wasn't for Flock's genius move on bomb rushing her and laying it on them kids. And even after she was restrained, she felt no remorse, packing the same person up who saved Kaya. Then when she went to Paradise Island, she was catching bodies there also. When she was in the jail cell, playing it off lying in the bed. And when he got closer, she took that bag with that brick in it and smacked him upside the head and kept beating him. The one and only person that Sasha saved in the past. While Kaya is the one taking her in, treating her like a normal human being, but instead she picked up that rake and started charging at her, and look what this little rascal had the nerve to say why she was about to do what she was about to do.
悪魔が正体を表した。おかしいと思ったんだ。島の悪魔がこんな親切な。
I find it ironic that she has the nerve to say this while also being an Eldian herself. Yes, that totally plays into the brainwashing, but at the same time, she literally caught bodies beforehand. Zoro. Now, I already know what people are thinking. Zoro is supposedly a top 1 contender when it comes to racist characters in anime, and it's been a recent phenomenon in terms that supposedly Zoro does not mess with anyone that has one single drop of melanin in them, to the point where Zoro has been the biggest name on the streets, and people give him the nickname the Minority Hunter, and people will even go out their way to rank this man up to Frieza's position, which I think is crazy. So as someone who is interested in One Piece, your boy did his due diligent research specifically on Zoro's character development and his interactions with other people, and I came down to the conclusion that this man is racist. The fact that this man Zoro gets away with so many things is absolutely wild. I mean, literally look at the demographic of bodies that he has caught and tell me what those percentages are. But I can tell you one thing, you will never catch this man gripping someone's face like this if it was someone that looked like him. And don't get me started with Usopp, the person he had beef with on that ship, because if you don't know, Oda himself came out and said if Usopp was born in our real world, he would be born in Africa. Need I say more? But in all seriousness, it is a little bit strange on how the fact that Zoro has been toe-to-toe with some of these villains, and they are all looking like a specific certain demographic of people, and it seems like he has much more fun fighting them than anyone else. I mean, you guys can call him the Minority Hunter, but me personally, I'm calling him the villain of whiteness. But let me know how you guys feel about this list on characters who pretty much had that hidden agenda on them. With that being said, if you enjoyed this video, like, comment, subscribe. It's Josh, keeping it real, signing off.